Hey, I'm Joel Wade. I'm the senior priest for The Godfather 2, and you're watching Sarcastic Gamer.
Dominic, I want you to be boss. Will you do this for me?
Yes, Michael. I will. Extortion, racketeering, blackmail. These are the tools of a mobster. Without them, my reputation on the streets is worth nothing. But those who live by the gun, die by the gun. And that's exactly how most mobsters end up. Not me. I've changed with the times. My men are more than just a group. They're a family. I call the shots. I manage an empire. I survive because I'm more than a mobster. I'm a Don. And that's why they call me Godfather.
Okay, hey everyone, this is Harlequin, a Sarcastic Gamer. I'm here with Joel. Joel Wade from The Godfather Part 1 and now the follow-up Part 2, which is what we're here for in San Francisco. So tell me now about Godfather 2, how it's really different from Godfather 1.
Yeah, it really is more than a sequel in our eyes. You know, it's almost more like an original game in the fact that we've really tried to push the genre into a different place that we don't think anyone has really covered really well. You know, a lot of games, including Godfather 1, were really about being a lone wolf and going through the world by yourself and going through a series of, you know, missions, some short, some long. The story kind of peters along. In Godfather 1, we also felt like we had almost two games. Like there was the story, and then there was this sort of take over the world. And so in Godfather 2, we really tried to break away from that, and our mantra for the entire design process was we want to keep all that great action, that fighting and shooting and talking to people and driving and chases, but we wanted you to not just act like a mobster, but also to think like a Don. And for the first time, to feel like you are a part of an organized crime family. In fact, one that you run. So we did that in a couple of ways. You know, we're going to let you build your own family from the ground up. So up to 7 guys that you recruit, you invest in them, you can change the way they dress, you can arm them, you can even kill them if you have to, if you find something better out in the world. We're also going to let you command them in battles. You can actually bring them with you if you want, or you can send them out into the world to do things when you're not there. They can go bomb a business, they can go attack something else for you, they can go defend something that you already own. And then we really want you to look at the world in a new way. So we built what we call the Don's View, which is a series of screens that sort of puts in your mind what the Don would be thinking, what knowledge he would have in his head. So what businesses are out there, which one is burning, which one is heavily guarded, which family owns what, where are the made men that I'm trying to hunt down, and try to get all that out there. So a very deep, exciting, but without being micromanaging, strategy experience meshed with the heart of that action game.
Right, actually Truth and Justice is behind the camera and we got to do some of the gameplay just a moment ago. And I really enjoyed how the story progresses. You get enough of the story to get a sense of the actual feel of the Godfather story. And what you were talking about, it's really creating your own story and your own life and your own characters. And I really liked that aspect of it, that it doesn't feel like it's micromanaging. You definitely, okay, you go there and defend my building when you take it over. And I thought that was a really neat take on it. And I also I've realized in the past that The Godfather, the first one, was highly compared to Grand Theft Auto. And I'm sure you wanted to separate yourself from that. And I can see that in Godfather 2, that you have some aspects that are still similar because it's the type of game it is, but it is definitely bumped up to something really different. And I do like how you had explained to us where your characters, when you eventually you have the online experience where you can take your single player characters with you, and you have your family, and we're going to be able to play with them in the multiplayer experience. Can you explain more about that?
Yeah, so I mean, you hit it right, the nail right on the head. And we desperately wanted to do something that was not just being a lone thug. Like, we want you to feel like, what's it like to have an organized crime family? Do something different, that no one else has really done. It's always the holy grail of game developers, to do something innovative that's cool. Can't be innovative and suck, but that's really we strive for. I've never been so excited about a design, about doing something really new and creative. And yes, as you invest in your family, you actually are going to be able to take those guys and play as them in the online world.
And in the online world, with the multiplayer experience, how many people will you be able to play with? Will you be competing against their families, trying to take over their world, or how will that translate in the multiplayer play?
You're not competing family versus family in the multiplayer world. What we're allowing you to do is to take the crew members and the family members that you brought up, that you've invested in, that you've got weapon licenses for, bring them into an arena-like combat experience and play it against other people's crew members. And we have a variety of modes that we're going to allow you to play as well, using those crew. Once you've earned, say, cash or honors in that multiplayer world, you can actually go back to your single-player world, and suddenly that crew member can maybe now have a new weapon license. Or if you earn money in the multiplayer, it actually comes back to single player so that you have more money to hire guards or invest in them again, and you can go back and forth, in and out.
Right. Something interesting in the gameplay that we were doing, we've only just started playing the game, so some of the things I've noticed is how when you do collect your guns and whatnot, it's available to everybody, which I think is really neat. So, and also the different licenses, going from basic to advanced, and already we have a couple of our characters that have already gotten advanced.
Nice.
But, I mean, it's a silly thing to say, but the executions are fabulous. They're just really unique, and just having the pistol, and you have one type of execution, and then you have the Tommy gun executions. They're pretty unexpected, and it's definitely not an everyone game.
Absolutely not.
It's definitely mature.
There's no bones about it. This is a mature game. The average gamer is over 30 years old now, and I'm really excited to be able to work on a product that doesn't sort of have to kowtow to generally the world of non-gamers out there who tell us what our entertainment should be, who have this preconception of kindergartners, playing on an old Atari or something.
Right.
So that's their vision of what video games should be. We really wanted to take the maturity of both the Godfather license and of the subject matter, which is mobsters, organized crime, and be able to respect that without getting too gratuitous. So executions are always a fun part for a lot of people. So if you want to do that, they're there for you. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to do them.
And as you had said before, I mean, this is definitely, it's an escape. That's what video games are. I don't think anybody should take them as seriously as some people do. So that's why I love video games so much. It's because it's a fantasy. It's just go-to, and if you have a bad day and you feel like beating the crap out of someone, you can, and not go to jail for it.